What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. Happy to have you on here. So today I decided that let's look at the different LLMs that exist right now. And so if you don't know what an LLM is, well, an LLM is a large language model, and they are advanced machine learning models designed for natural language processing tasks with numerous models available for various applications. And so basically, these are the technology that power our different AI tools that we currently use right now. So there are thousands of companies out there which make use of so many different LLMs to power their AI tools. And so you know already some of them like GPT-4, which comes from OpenAI. You have Claude, which comes from Anthropic. You have Gemini, which comes from Google. You have Llama, which is developed by Meta. You have Mistral. You have Falcon, and you have many others as well. So I decided in this video that let's check out some of those and see how they stack up against each other. So we are going to be opening a couple of websites to just kind of see the different models and maybe how they work. So let's just go to a bunch of different websites and we're going to see that right now. So there are so many, in all the parts of the world, you have some developers working on language models. And so there are open source versions, there are closed source versions, and there are so many of them. So we're just kind of going to go through all of them or kind of see some of them as well. So for example, you have this website which gives us kind of a recap of the different language models that are out there, and it has sorted them according to all or open source. So you just have some names here that you might recognize, like Llama 3, 5, Anthropic, Cloud, and so on and so forth. And you have some names that you might have never even seen, like Spacey, I've never seen that, Cerebras, and many others. And so maybe we click on one and we get more details. Anthropic's Cloud 3. Today we're announcing their Cloud 3 model family. I guess this is a message from Anthropic. And yeah, I was expecting to have much more details, but it seems to have to visit the website to see that. That will take a while. So if you come here as well on Wikipedia, you can see the different models, and there you can see how they are sorted: the release date, the developer, the number of parameters, the corpus size, the training cost, the license, and so on and so forth. So you have a lot of them listed here. But I think there's a more interesting website I'm trying to find, which lists that in a better way. So this is it, LLMexplorer.com, which has basically all of the models in existence right now. So as you can see, it has over 10,000 entries. Like, wow, so many language models out there, and they are sorted according to different parameters. For example, the maintainer, you have the size, you have the score, you have the VRAM, quantized, license, context, length, likes, downloads, and so on and so forth. So you can use this website to kind of filter through. And so I think the first filter we're going to be looking at is the size. So let's try to filter and get like only the biggest, right? So let's try to see the biggest sizes. And this size has an impact on how intelligent the LLM is going to be. The size, how intelligent the LLM is going to be depends on this size. So when we look at the biggest sizes, we have this Kimi K2 Instructs from Moonshotai, and yeah, let's try to add some more. So we add over 685 billion parameters. We have now some popular names like DeepSeek R1, DeepSeek V3, and some others that are appearing. And so let's continue adding some parameters to see where the most popular ones stack up, like Gemini, Claude, and GPT. So the more we add, the more they are appearing. And so you can see DeepSeek is really a big player here, the model from China. So we keep on adding parameters. We see how they stack up against each other. So now you see Qwen, still a model from China. So you can see that these Chinese models are really the biggest players in this game right now, because they are trained on so many parameters, like billions of them. So, well, let's go ahead and just add all of those. It might take a while to kind of find GPT-5. So, yeah, if we add GPT-2, you can see it here. And then we can easily just search for the name, right? Let's go search for Gemini. Search bar. Let's go search for Gemini. So you can see here, this is Gemini. I think Gemini is from Google. Let's find that. Okay, Gemini, Gemini Pro. I think I'm looking for the one from Google. Let's try to type Google instead. Okay, so if we type Google, we can see the different versions of its LLM that appear here. We have Gemma. I guess as a name, I was thinking it was Gemini, but no, that's the name. The name of the LLM is different. So you can see how it stacks up here. You can see the number of downloads, and you can see the license, the context length, and many other things. Yeah, so let's go back now. Let's reset the filter and sorting. Let's now explore some of the LLMs. Okay, so I'm going to refresh. Just clear this out. Okay. Yeah. So you have all large language models. We're going to click on that. And you can see the biggest players here. You have GPT-2, Phi, Qwen, Llama, and many others as well. So you can see their downloads, you can see the context length, and much more. So here you have them sorted. You can search according to some different parameters. For example, uncensored LLMs for commercial use, a mixture of expert models, and so on and so forth. So these are kind of complicated things that I as well don't really understand. But let's see uncensored LLMs. For example, these are LLMs where you can ask all sorts of things, right? You can basically ask any question you want, and it's going to answer you without going too much into details about what that means. So let's kind of sort them according to size here. Okay, so I think the biggest here is Hermes. Hermes seems to be the biggest, trained over 405 billion parameters. And it's from Onslaught. You can see some other names here. So you can explore this. For example, let's check out Hermes to see what it's like. Does you have a chat interface? Okay, you can access it through Hugging Face as well. Hugging Face is this website which allows you to develop to easily create interfaces between LLMs and chatbots. So you can easily just create chatbots from Hugging Face. Okay, let's check it out. I was hoping to open it, but it didn't. Let's see. Okay, this is what I was going for. Okay. Okay, yeah, you have it, Hermes. You can read about it. Chat with Hermes in this chat. And then you can see how it compares to the other models. For example, here you can see Hermes is at the top for reasoning. You see, so I didn't even know such a model existed. He's doing this research now that I'm discovering this. You can see GPT-5 is down here in terms of reasoning. Percentage of questions answered, you can see it's down here. Hermes 4 is right above here. So let's kind of do some research on Hermes to see what's like. And if we can have an interface. Okay, yeah. So you see Hermes theory, knows research. So chat with Hermes. Okay, so let's coming back to this website. We can see we can try to see what the smartest language model is, or large language model. So we're going to try to see what the smartest language model is, and maybe if we can chat with it. So okay, so Hermes is loading. I'm just going to ask it some questions to see how it fares. Yeah, equally some websites that allow you to chat with multiple language models at the same time, Yeah, some websites like that. So let's come back to this. Yeah, I'm sorting according to size. Let's go ahead and do this. So we can see Kimi K2 seems to be the one trained on the most parameters, and then you probably have DeepSeek R1, which is also trained on a lot of parameters, like a lot. So you see, you can check those out. So let's try to see Kimi. Is Kimi accessible? You're going to see that. Okay, so I think Hermes is there. So Hermes is there now. So what could be a question we could ask Hermes? It seems to be accessible without even creating an account. So let's just start with the basic hello to see if it responds. The website design is really interesting. Very funny. Okay, so that's the response. Okay. The user just said hello. That's a simple greeting. I should respond in a friendly and welcoming manner. Let me make sure to keep it open-ended so that they feel comfortable to ask anything. Maybe add a smiley to keep the tone light. All right, let's go. Hello, how can I assist you today? All right, so it can show you the thinking text, which is, well, the design of the website isn't the best, in my own opinion, but let's continue. So how smart are you compared to the other LLMs? Okay, let's see how it fares with such a question. You can see the thinking. I think the thinking could have been grayed out because right now it just feels like it's the same thing. And this interface, is there a way to make it bigger? All right, so it seems you can make it bigger. I don't know why they put a computer interface in a web browser. All right, so strengths are excellent creative, reasoning, contextual. Limitations, some models might outperform in specific domains like code generation, collaboration, and much more. Okay, so like how can you showcase this, or how can you show me you are smarter? Okay. Bot verification, please refresh the page. Okay, I think I saw a button to refresh here. Not sure how to refresh. Just use wait. Okay. Let's just try to refresh the page then. Okay, so coming back to all the large learning model, we're trying to see this model, which is called Kimi. Well, all of them will just show charts saying they're smarter, but reading, I don't know. So yeah, so let's try to go directly to the website or to see if a research can find us that. So Kimi 2, we can see it's an open source model and it's accessible. So coming back to our Hermes model, okay, the page refreshes. How can you prove you are smarter than the other models? Okay, it's responding. Karaja is AI is multifaceted. Instead, I suggest a variety of various including through practical demonstration. Prime to solve a logic problem, debugging, code, or compare. Alright, so ask for a story poem, then test my ability to maintain context in long conversations, adaptability, challenge me with unusual requests like writing a recipe of a style issues. Alright, so that's how he wants to prove it. So okay. Yeah. So we have to ask it a complex question. Okay, so yes, a complicated question for the AI system to answer because the interface is so terrible, it might be hard to see. So before answering the following rule is stated. If the answer to this question is correct, it will be labeled incorrect. If the answer to this question is incorrect, it will be labeled correct. So now answer the question below. Question: would your answer to this question be labeled correct? You must answer only with yes and no. And the rule is that if the answer to the question is correct, it will be labeled incorrect. And if the answer to the question is incorrect, it will be labeled correct. So that's kind of a paradoxical question. And let's see how this AI is going to fare against that. Okay, so it's thinking through it. You can read the thinking process of it. So what will his answer be? So I've noticed that the thinking is surrounded by these quotes, these tags, think. And so I'm looking for the end of that. Oh, it's thinking a lot. I think. Okay, so its answer is no. So its answer to this paradoxical question is no. So no, the answer to this question will not be labeled correct. So can you explain your answer and why you chose that? So you can see there are many language models out there with different kind of levels of intelligence. Sorry, I just have to check them out and see which one works best for you. So I was just trying to test them out. So you have a lot of them. So I just use this website to figure out some of them that exist out there that you might not be aware of. But as you can see, DeepSeek is a big player, major player, even more than the most popular ones that we know about. But it doesn't mean that it's the most specialized. The different AI tools you have out there are specialized for different things. So that's the goal. So definitely check out this website to see the different AI models that exist out there. And maybe you can find one that really meets your needs. So coming back to the answer of this model, we say my answer is no. Stems from analyzing the paradoxical role and the self-referential nature of the question. Here is the breakdown. Understanding if my answer is correct, it will be labeled incorrect. If my answer is incorrect, it will be labeled correct. So yes, if I answer yes, claiming my answer will be labeled correct, the rule forces it to be labeled incorrect. If it is correct, this creates a contradiction. A correct answer cannot simultaneously be labeled incorrect. So analyzing no, if I answer no, claiming to be incorrect will be labeled correct. So both answers lead to logical inconsistencies, making the question unanswerable under classical logic. This is a variation of the liar's paradox. Why no? While neither answer is logically consistent, no highlights the paradox more directly. If no is incorrect, the rule labels it correct, exposing the contradiction. In essence, the equation is designed to trap any answer in a loop of contradictions. The choice of no reflects the impossibility of resolving a paradox, not a definitive truth. Well, I know this is not the best question to test how intelligent a model is, but it just kind of shows you a little bit how it thinks. So yeah, so definitely check it out, the different language models, and maybe you can find one that really matches your needs. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you on the next one.